hear yourself?
Yeah.
You can?
Mhm. Here we go. Boom, 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 boom.
What up, everybody? This your boy B Rob, and I'm back with another edition of the Random Rounds with Rob podcast. First and foremost, I'd like to thank you, the listener, for coming back each and every week, or however you listen to podcasts. And if you're a first-time listener, I'd like to thank you all so much for giving my show a try. And if anybody recommended you to me, I would like for you to give that person a crisp high five. But if you're not in a general facility and you don't feel like slapping hands with that person, you still got to thank them. Get your favorite social media app of choice and send them a well-crafted DM telling them thank you for recommending you to me. Speaking of social media, you can find the Random Rounds with Rob on various social media platforms to include Twitter at 3R Show, Instagram at The 3R Show. You can see and hear video interviews that I've done on YouTube by searching 3R Show. And for anything that I may have forgotten to mention, you can find on randomrob.com. Randomrob.com, to where you can find many different ways to help support the show. And also our sponsor, Hooks Rubs and Spices. Go to Hooks Rubs and Spices, go to hooksrub.com, and you can get 15% off your order by using promo code RANDOM. Get that lovely spice in your life. Get a lovely array of rubs and herbs and spices to cover all your culinary delicacies. So go to hooksrub.com and use promo code RANDOM. Get that 15% off. Save. Also, for RBR Weekly Wrestling Talk, we are also sponsored by Manscaped. Go to manscaped.com and you can get 20% off your order by using promo code RBRSHAVE. So you can go to manscaped.com right now and you can get any of the promotional packages there. You can get the I think we got the Performance 4.0 bundle or whatever, which came with the nose trimmer, the ball trimmer, the lawnmower 4.0, and a lovely array of deodorants and other accoutrement for your ball area after you shave and do all those cool things. I also personally bought a beard trimmer since I have a beard now, and I was able to get 20% off by using promo code RBRSHAVE at manscaped.com. Anyway, so it's been a hot minute since you heard like me do the intro and just kind of recording a rift here, because I am and still hella busy. Like, work has ramped up once again. You hear me talk about it all the goddamn time. I'm just a busy man. Plus, I took on another project in my home. I am redoing my master closet in my house so I can make Mrs. B Rob happy. Yeah, and it's a whole bunch of shit that I've never done before, like installing laminate floor, which is a pain in the ass because it's not rigid like vinyl to where you can kind of like bend it and manipulate it or whatever. It's just like stiff ass planks and shit. So yeah, it's been a difficult process. Luckily for me, I had a great support system in my homeboy Sean, former host of the Horribly Awkward podcast. And he does this for his living currently. So I've been texting him and messaging him back and forth anytime I had a question about my project, anything having to do with the flooring and just different aspects of it. He's been my customer support. So shout outs to Sean. And yeah, this just, it's a pain in the ass. So I'm past the phase to where I got everything ripped out of the closet. There's no original shelving in there. All the old carpet that was in there, which was the main deal for why we are doing the floor thing. She wanted the carpet gone. She wanted new floors in the house. So I just like I said, it's something I've never done before. And I decided to use the closet in our bedroom as a place of education and to gain that experience and know-how for if I ever do any other space inside the house. I can tell you now that with this experience, with this materials that I use, the laminate boards, I probably won't be doing that anywhere else in the house. Like, I might pay somebody to do that shit, but I don't think I'm going to be doing that anymore because, yeah, that stuff is a pain in the ass. So I might be looking into vinyl or some other more flexible options or whatever, because those things you can kind of score with a freaking, you know, a box cutter or something like that, some kind of handheld sharp edge or whatever, to where with this laminate, there was a special tool you can buy, which was like $150. I wasn't down with that. So I got me a fine tooth circular saw blade and I chopped that shit up my damn self. So yeah, I figured it out another way, but yeah. And then I'm a dumbass. Like I said, rookie, intellect and skill in this matter. Instead of starting at the door jamb to where the closet floor meets the bathroom floor proper, I didn't start there. I started from the ass end of the closet. I started from the back end and moved my way to the front, which, if you have experience in laying floors or whatever, and maybe I'm wrong, but you shouldn't do that. Start from the door jamb if you're able to, because if you start from the back and work your way to the front, once you get to the door jamb, those floor planks may not align perfectly, and you're going to have to make some weird ass cuts, and you're going to have to jimmy and shim those boards just to get under the door jamb, the frame of the door, to get the fucking plank under there to fit so you can install the transition from one room to the other. And then there's many different ways to put those transitions in between the rooms. And once again, I'm glad I had that support system from Sean, but fuck, I'm a dum-dum, man. I should have started there. Then everything else going back toward the back of the closet would have been easier. And I wouldn't have had to make so many cuts and all these other crazy shits. And then, you know, with that as well, since I completely removed the baseboards, the original spacers that you have to put down to kind of keep the planks tight when you're laying them and doing your rolls, they didn't work because when you remove the baseboards, there is a gap between the floor and your drywall, which that's done by design. You're supposed to have a gap whenever you're installing drywall in case, you know, water gets down in there. You have that gap between the floor and the drywall, and it'll minimize the damage. Because, you know, once drywall get wet, I mean, that shit spreads, you know, creates mold, all kinds of funky shit. So with the spacers that I had, some, you know, basic triangle shaped ones, when you put them down against the wall and the floor, since it has that gap, they slide under into the gap whenever you put a plank down. So those were insufficient. I had to get on Amazon and order some ones that Sean recommended. And boy, just so much learning has been had. And so many tools that have been bought, which, you know, I love getting new tools and everything because I can create more projects, which in hindsight as well, since I have more tools, I can create more projects. And another thing, since I've moved to the phase to where I'm creating closet cubbies, you know, just like hanging shelves and within the closet, I got the idea to get this I guess it's like a OSD or ODS or freaking, like, I don't know what kind of, it's just like, it's not particle board, but it's just like some hard press material, whatever. It's like made into a white color. So it looks like store-bought furniture. just in big giant sheets of plywood. It's called melamine. You know, this shit is hard. It is sturdy. It is fucking heavy, especially when you get like 3/4 of the, you know, in thickness and shit. This stuff is some hardy stuff. I had to get people to help me load it up. And, you know, it was definitely a pain in the ass because it's just me unloading it at the house. You know, nobody coming home with me from the store and shit. So to cut this material is a son of a bitch as well, because since it's pre-coated with the paint or whatever, just because it's white, you can't use any regular blade on that thing. You got to get a specific type of blade to handle it better so you don't have any kickouts and everything and chips and all kinds of stuff. And since it's so thick and it's such a sturdy material, it's so hard to cut with the circular saw. And then it's too big for my miter saw. And I got to make multiple passes, just inching the blade down a couple centimeters at a time. And just repeating cuts to where, like, if I had just some sturdy plywood, like maybe some, I wouldn't say birch, because birch is thick and sturdy as hell too. I wouldn't have to make this many passes and depth adjustments. So it is pain in my ass, but we will persevere. We will move on. Also, I mean, I have not been in my office to record in like 2 weeks. This is the first time in over 2 weeks, kinda, that I booted up my computer to put out an episode or just to do anything. I haven't been on RBR in the past 2 weeks because of work. So it's just been sleeping, ripping up floor and carpet, disposing of materials, cleaning up the garage, make more messes. As soon as I post this episode, I'm going to put my work clothes back on. Not like my job work, but like my crafting clothes. And start cutting this goddamn melamine board again so I can piece it all together in the closet, which, you know, I got to figure out how I'm going to construct this design, because this is all custom pieces that I'm doing. And I just no pre-thought to it or whatever. I just went and got the material. I was like, I was going to piece it together on the fly, because basically I'm just putting big giant boxes together, big squares, big rectangles and shit. So it should be, in theory, easy to do. But I am a noob. I am a novice. I have not like a lot of experience doing this stuff, which you've heard many a times. I mean, I've done one-off projects to where I built that display case for my vinyl player, but you know, that took me a while too, because I didn't have a plan in mind of how I want to do that. It's just like it's almost, I'm freestyling this shit. So once I get the material and I just bust this thing down into pieces, I could like take the pieces that I've cut and I'll be like, all right, then I can see the vision. You know, if it was regular plywood or something like that, I could have got it from Lowe's and had them cut it in store for me into different pieces. And, you know, I could have assembled it when I got home, but you can't do that with melamine board. Cause they don't have the equipment to cut it themselves or whatever, or they just don't allow for that cutting of that material in store. You know, that's how tough it is, because the blades that they use for plywood, they can't use on melamine board. It's just a pain in the ass, you know, because I wanted to be sturdy. I wanted to be durable. I wanted it to last, you know, and I'm having a hard time making straight cuts because I'm a noob. I got this little track saw thing or whatever. So I'm figuring it out. I'm getting it done. So I hope you're proud of me, you know. So this last week, you might have heard an episode called The Walmart Log. It was a thing that I used to do all the time on my Instagram, which you can follow on Instagram at The 3R Show. to where I would just go in Walmart and just kind of blog or whatever. But I had the idea in, I think, 2020, before the pandemic, to where I was going to conduct interviews in Walmart. And this was the very first one that I did. Well, it's technically not the first one that I did, but this is like the first official branded The Walmart Log, like video blog thing that I did in Walmart with a guest. Had Brian Oteca meet me up there, him and his wife, and we did a little shopping. We did the little podcast. My kids were there videotaping for us. Then we ate in the McDonald's inside the Walmart and recorded more content there. And we just did a podcast in Walmart, more or less. There's another episode that I did with Jason, and it wasn't as long, but we went to Walmart and did pretty much the same thing, so I'll repost that next week. You can see those video interviews on my YouTube or my old YouTube page, which is under the Random Realms with Rob name, or you can search through our show. You can probably find it both ways. And that's kind of what I was doing, because I'm gonna probably do, since I was busy. I think I have like some original episodes that I did. I know one time when NXT came here, I met one of the guys, Miles, from one of the Simpsons podcasts or whatever. It's been so long since I talked to Miles. I forgot the name of his fucking podcast. I don't even know if he does that. I know he's doing stand-up comedy currently, but I don't know. I need to check in with that guy. But he came here to Houston to see the NXT show, and then we wind up going to Walmart and doing a recap of that NXT show in Walmart. That's on YouTube as well. So I might repost that audio the following weeks. I do have some lineups, but the people are overseas doing stuff, so I'm waiting on them to get back stateside, or just for their schedule to calm down to get them on so we can talk. And whenever I can get some time other than fucking doing construction projects in my house and going to work and shit and sleeping, maybe I'll do some other things and everything. But just wanted to give y'all an update, let y'all know that I'm doing things and shit. Excited to be back on RBR next week. Hopefully work doesn't keep me away from that, because I legit feel bad when I'm not able to do the show. I enjoy being around the members of the RBR neighborhood. And if you want to listen to some wrestling talk live every Wednesday night after AEW Dynamite on twitch.tv/RBR Wrestling. And you can find RBR on all social media platforms just about by searching for RBR Wrestling. That's as a handle and whatnot. So yeah, check RBR Weekly Wrestling Talk. And sponsored by Manscaped. So go to manscaped.com and get that 20% off plus free shipping by using promo code RBRShave. I got a PlayStation 3, got it modded and everything. So that's another thing I got in the electronics bank and everything, if you were wondering about my electronics tinkering and everything. So yeah. I tried to get an OG PlayStation 3 that was already at launch backwards compatible with PlayStation 2 and PlayStation 1 games. I tried to get one for repair, and I wasn't able to repair it. And I sent it to a couple places to get them to look at it and try to repair it. They couldn't repair it. So I wound up getting a super slim PS3 and just ran some mod software on there to where I can play through software emulation, PlayStation 2 and PlayStation 1 games, PSP games, all that other cool stuff. Right now, currently, it's up and running, and I'm trying to rip a PlayStation 2 disc just to check how the software is running and everything. It's doing it, and the speed is like super fucking slow. I'm only at 2%, and per this 20-minute recording when I started, that's how long it's been taking. The speed says 0.1 megabytes, and the remaining time for it to rip this disc is 913 minutes and 59 seconds. So, yeah, I don't know if it's just the limitations of the PlayStation, since it's an old model, it's kind of beat up and everything, or is it I don't know if it has to do with internet things, because it is pulling information from internet to like populate certain data for the disk and everything, which I'm kind of doing over Wi-Fi, so that can cause it to be slow. I need to get another Ethernet cable so I can just pop this thing into my modem, and maybe that'll increase speed. But yeah, I'm just experimenting and trying things or whatever, because I have a PlayStation 2, but I wanted the PlayStation 3 because I was hoping to get hold of one that was fully backwards compatible, so I can just have it all in one system pretty much, because I got a PlayStation 5. Most of the PlayStation 4 games that I want to play, I can play on the 5. I can just download that stuff. But I want to go back through some PlayStation 3 titles, and I was hoping to not have so many consoles hooked up to the thing. That's why I opted for the 3, so I can play 2 and 1 games. And, this is where we are right now with that. But yeah. So anyway, that's it. That's all I really got right now. Just give you a quick update and everything. I'm just busy as fuck, y'all, which is not a bad thing. I'm getting compensated for my work time. So, I mean, that's the goal of work, to get paid for your time. This construction shit, though. Shout out to like legit carpenters and, construction workers and shit, because you the real MVP. Anyway, like I said, follow me on Twitter at 3R Show. The time that I've been away from my computer, not doing things, I have also spent almost that equal amount of time, like, not on social media and stuff. So yeah, because sleep, I've been monitoring social media and stuff and trying to catch up on wrestling and everything, but I hadn't really been posting a lot, and, not really nothing of substance in anything. But yeah, been keeping up with the homies on the Discord, though. So you can be a part of our Discord by supporting RBR Weekly Wrestling Talk on Patreon by going to patreon.com//RBR Wrestling. And $6 a month can get you a plethora of extra bonus content and access to our exclusive Discord server, to where we just have a ball all the time. And I think the $6 a month is worth it just for the Discord alone. But you get buku tons of bonus content. Anyway, once again, thank you. I keep saying bye because I got shit to do, but thank you for your support, and I will see you next time.